Hello everybody, bear with me on this one. This is just the beginning of what I want to show you about Mr. Hypocrite, Justin Trudeau. And this is on the Communist News Network. Let's hear what he's got to say.
The United States launched a trade war against Canada, their closest partner and ally, their closest friend. At the same time, they're talking about working positively with Russia, appeasing.
By what I know right now says that Trudeau is not my friend. And I'm about to expose some unrealness. And remember the little man with the mustache over there in Europe years ago? Yeah, it's called euthanasia. But it is disgusting. I don't care. You're talking about mental illness. And as far as I know, they're not competent enough to make that decision. Let's listen to Trudeau. He thinks he's cute, but
Vladimir Putin, a lying, murderous dictator. Make that make sense. Canadians are reasonable, and we are polite, but we will not back down from a fight. Not when our country and the well-being of everyone in it is at stake.
You don't care about it.
The U.S. tariffs came into effect in the early hours of this morning, and so did the Canadian response. Canada will be implementing 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods, starting with tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods immediately, and tariffs on the remaining 125.
Wake up call. The people in this country don't see any of that money because the demon party is stolen it.
$1 billion of American products in 700 days' time. Should these tariffs not cease, we are in active and ongoing discussions with provinces and territories to pursue several non-tariff measures. Measures which will demonstrate that there are no winners in a trade war. Now, just like I did a month ago, I want to speak first directly to the American people. We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But you...
I will say, get behind me, Satan, and I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ.
Your government has chosen to do this to you. At Granger, we have over 1 million products, including the ones that help keep your workplace safe, and that to you. As of this morning, markets are down, and inflation is set to rise dramatically all across your country.
How come our gas here where I live, just below you, is under $3?
Your government has chosen to put American jobs at risk, at the thousands of workplaces that succeed because...
Oh, bullcrap. We're trying to bring them back.
Because of materials from Canada, or because of consumers in Canada, or both. They've chosen to raise costs for American consumers on everyday essential items like groceries and gas, on major purchases like cars and homes, and everything in between.
Okay. Now, he talks about Putin being a dictator and this and that and the other thing. But Putin, I don't believe, does what you do. This is not the one, it's right here. Right from your own website there. Medical Assistant in Dying Overview. What medical assistance in dying is, who is eligible, how to make a request, the process, and who can provide medical assistance in dying. Eligibility for MAID for persons suffering solely from mental illness has been delayed until March 17th, 2027. And this tells you about the doctors and all that, nurse practitioners, and special, they already have the medicines and all this stuff. They just give you an overdose, or they'll even let you take it home and you can do it yourself. Say that nausea, pain control, anesthesia. Eligibility. To be eligible for medical assistance in dying, you must meet all the following criteria. You must be eligible for health services funded by a province or territory or the federal government. You may also be eligible if you meet province or territory minimum period of residence or waiting period. You must be 18 years of age. This means being capable of making health care decisions for yourself, having a grievous and irremediable medical condition, make a voluntary request for medical assistance in dying. The request cannot be a result of outside pressure or influence. Give informed consent to receive medical assistance in dying. Generally, visitors to Canada are not eligible for medical assistance in dying. Thank the Lord for that. Grievous or irremediable medical conditions. To be considered as having grievous or irremediable medical conditions, you must meet all the following criteria. You must have a serious illness, disease, or disability. Be in an advanced state of decline that cannot be reversed. Experience unbearable physical or mental suffering from your illness, disease, disability, or state of decline that cannot be relieved under conditions that you consider acceptable. You do not need to have a fatal or terminal condition to be eligible for medical assistance in dying. If your only medical condition is a mental illness, you are not eligible for medical assistance in dying until March 17, 2027. If you have a mental illness along with other medical conditions, you may be eligible for medical assistance in dying. Eligibility is always assessed on an individual basis and takes all relevant circumstances into account. However, you must meet the criteria, all the criteria of eligibility. This is why he is aligned with Zelensky and the Europeans, and he says Putin is a dictator, Putin is this, Putin is that, Putin is a nasty person, and all this crap. And all this shows me is that how far the progressive extremists are doing. I wouldn't even be surprised if the CIA had something to do with this, because it's happened before in Canada, long ago. Informed consent. Informed consent is when you give permission to receive medical assistance in dying after you receive all of the following information. You need to make your decision. This includes your medical diagnosis, available forms of treatment, available options to relieve suffering, including palliative care. You must be able to give informed consent both at the time of your request, immediately before receiving medical assistance in dying, unless special circumstances apply. You can withdraw your consent at any time and in any way. Now, how do we know that? Truly, how institutions, I don't even think they know how to talk. Provinces and territories, the organization that regulate health professionals. You may have to meet other requirements. Your healthcare provider can tell you more. But I will leave a link, and you can read all of this nasty crapola that Mr. Trudeau is trying to accuse our president of being associated with a dictator, a killer, and all this other stuff Zelensky said. And the stuff I'm hearing about Zelensky, it makes me know that I know why you're friends with him. But with that said, I will leave the link below my video, and you can read this. It is a Canada medical play thing. It's in Canada. It's all there. And people in glass houses should not throw stones. And with that said, God bless. Take care. God bless America. Be safe. Don't listen to these idiots. But truly, if you start, they just got me on a roll. If you start even thinking about this stuff, what I captured from what happened with that President Trump speech to the Congress and the Senate and all that stuff, and seen what the demons did on the other side of the aisle, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Well, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Yeah. So, God bless everybody. Thanks to the people that are still with me and still stay tuned to me. But they got me on a roll. And